Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today I was just playing around with some charts, looking to see if I could figure out where we are uh, in basically the launch. And it's important to understand this because I'm trying to figure out how much time I have left before we potentially could launch. Doesn't mean we will, but I look at these things and I just kind of say, well, how close are we? Are we really close? Do I have more time? Can I shift some money over? Do whatever? But in the back, I've got the CRB Index, Platinum, Beam Global, and then some companies on the lower left that I was comparing. And I've got a couple of other things too. I've got Uranium and Ethereum chart. And remember, I'm not just, what I'm doing is I'm comparing charts in history. And humans trade based off of herd mentality. And herd mentality is they create these patterns. So they go up in a certain way, they come back down in a certain way, they consolidate in a certain way. And almost every consolidation has the same characteristics. Some can just be skewed in one direction or the other. So the actual movements of up and down coming back down are all the same. They can be stretched out, scrunched together. They could be shifted up, shifted down. It all depends, but I'm trying to gauge where we're at in the cycle of commodities, uranium, because I feel like we don't have much time left. I feel like we're getting real close to a big move, and I'm just trying to see how close are we. So I'll go through some charts here of what I've put together, and you get to see. And again, this is just me throwing stuff together. Doesn't mean it's right. I wouldn't use it as financial advice or anything like that. It's just financial education, financial opinion, however you want to say it, and me playing around with some charts. So let's jump in here. So on the upper left, this is the CRB Index. Looks very similar to the platinum price. Now the platinum price is this one in the blue here. You can see the CRB Index. I mean, it is the same as platinum. So there's a high correlation between platinum price and the CRB Index. And when you look at, I've got Beam Global in the lower right here. Beam Global is a solar company. And I don't know as much about solar. So I'm analyzing solar more and more to get more comfortable with it, because if I'm going to put some money in here, I'd really like to make sure that the pattern is real close to breaking. Because when I look at this pattern here, it's like I've seen this before, and I have seen it before. I copied this and put it right up here on top of the platinum chart. Now I'm going to zoom in here and show you guys what I'm talking about. And this is what I'm doing is I'm comparing this chart pattern pullback in Beam Global. Remember, it's this pullback here to the pullback that platinum had from 1980 to 2000. So I overlaid them, and this is what it looks like if you guys want to. I'm going to zoom in as much as I can. Now you get this move up, and you get this move up. You come back, and you come back, and this one came back to here. So this move here is this move here. So bottom is bottom. You come on up and you do these zigzags, and then you come back. Come on up, you do the zigzags, and you come on back. This portion here is this portion here. I think that's right. Oh, let me see this real quick. Sorry, this whole portion here is this whole portion here. You come up and over. You come up, and then this guy over here is this guy over here. I mean, it's almost to the T the way this pattern plays out. And if this is right, that this down portion there is this portion right here, and we just come up and over, we came up and over, we're like entering this first big move potentially in Beam Global and Sunworks, and almost all these patterns have it. And what's even funkier is that gold has this same pullback pattern. Gold did the same move and had the little double bottom here and came back up and over, and we had a nice big wick at the bottom right here, and it came back up. So all of these patterns are shared across every commodity and a lot of the tech companies even that I've been watching, which is funky. It's almost like this gigantic move is going to come in a whole bunch of different sectors very soon. And I'm seeing it all over the place, even in the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has it. I've got some other ones down here. I've got SunPower, SM Energy, and Centennial Resource Development. And there's one other one, I guess it got cut off. But they're all breaking or about to break their downtrends. Every single one is right there. And these two broke. Centennial Development broke its downtrend, and so did SM Energy, broke its downtrend. And I guess that's not surprising since we've got a hurricane coming for something like natural gas, but all of them are exhibiting it, even SunPower and whatever else this one is. I can't remember what the blue one was. Oh, so the blue one's SunPower, and then this green one, I can't remember what the green one is. Looks like I lost it. So they're all looking like they're breaking out. Now, I'm going to go to the Baltic Dry Index. I'll zoom in here. On the left-hand side, this is the Baltic Dry Index. We got the downtrend line, and it's breaking it right now with some tenacity or ferocity, however you want to say this. It is moving up quite quickly. And the Baltic Dry Index is an index of average prices paid for the transport of dry bulk materials across more than 20 routes. The Baltic Dry Index is often viewed as a leading indicator of economic activity because changes in the index reflect supply and demand for important materials used in manufacturing. But the Baltic Dry Index is surging higher. Now, I've got another chart over here on the right. This is the Baltic Dry Index all the way back to the 80s. It seems like the Baltic Dry Index was in this pattern here. And it's basically contained at about 2,000. When you get over 2,000, you get these gigantic spikes. This big spike was the last commodity bull market that we had in the 2000s. And we would have been buying in 1999 and then riding it here. You can see the Baltic Dry Index came up, pulled back, and then took off. And then stayed elevated all the way till 2008. So this is another indicator signaling that a commodity boom is coming. And if you look, we were very low in 2020, right before that, basically the COVID sell-off in March. And then we've gone just absolutely rocketing higher. And this could be another indicator saying that the commodity boom is coming. And it sure looks to me like this is ready to rip on higher. And maybe it's going to move around up here, but we're at elevated levels, and that's what matters. It's saying that economic activity, because changes in the index reflect supply and demand for important materials used in manufacturing. Right there. Is it because we had a supply disruption and now we're coming back online and everybody's short materials? Maybe. But it's weird how this mimics the last commodity bull market. And we'll see if this continues. I'll post this on my Twitter account at @finding_finance if you want to see it. Now here's uranium. And I've been looking at the uranium chart because this intrigues me, this right-hand side. And I've seen this before. See these two little humps? I've seen this all over the place, these two little humps. Now, I want to show you something on the CRB index just to show you. Back out here. See these two little humps? And then the takeoff? There's two humps in the CRB index back in the 90s and 2000s. I come back to the uranium. Here's those two little humps. And then we're about to, I think, potentially launch. Now, I have under here the Ethereum chart. This is Ethereum. And I basically am comparing the previous pullback before the launch higher. And I'm looking at traits of this pullback, and I numbered those traits. It's basically an Elliott wave pullback, and then a kind of a lead in. We've got this pullback 1, 2, 3, and I labeled it 1, 2, 3, with all these little movements in here. Basically, make up this movement here. So it's 1, 2, 3. 4 comes down. 4 comes down. We get this up and over to 5, up and over to 5. We start running up higher here. And this is all between 5 and 6 is all scrunched up in here. 6 is this nice little kind of move here that looks like that. I think. You got a little spot here, a little spot there. We come up to 7, and then we got these little squiggly lines and about to move higher. We got the squiggly lines. I've seen this before. And we're like right here at the end of this circle here, ready to about, I think, to move on higher. And I think that aligns, and it looks like it wants to just absolutely rip it here. So I don't think we're going to have much more time in uranium to buy a bunch more shares, possibly. But I mean, the way this thing pulled back is very similar to Ethereum. So are these charts right? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And I don't know if I'm ever going to figure that out. But I'm in there. I'm locked and loaded. But I think I'm going to add some more in uranium, because this, if we're in that spot, and I don't know if we are. Remember, I'm just playing around with charts here. If every pullback is basically the same, and we get those two little humps, I always see those two humps preceding a big move. So I don't know how much more time we have left in uranium to be picking up shares. I don't know. I think we're getting kind of close. And if oil and natural gas take off, within, if it remains strong and we continue to move higher, these are in energy funds, uranium companies. So again, I don't know how much time we have left. And to me, it looks pretty compelling that this could move. And when I mean move, if you kind of look at some of these charts, I mean, it looks like we still have a little bit more time left, but we're going to be coming on up left in the chart for the uranium price. And then it's gonzo. And I don't know if we're going to, remember, this could be all compressed, and this is kind of, stretched out. This is a far more compressed than this is down here. Well, is that actually a true statement? This is 2015. Well, I wouldn't say it's more compressed. We'll see, because this is the time frames are way different when looking at this. So this is actually very similar to this, probably just scrunched up because of all this other data in there. So I'm going to continue to cost average in. I think uranium is probably one of the best opportunities that I know of, probably in our lifetime, or in someone's lifetime, because the ratios haven't been this cheap. At around, it's just under 60 pounds to 1 ounce gold. And if gold takes off at the same time, it's going to be a very interesting dynamic. And I know we don't have any inventory to slow this move down. And now with the financial guys, coming into the play with this, I am very curious to see what happens. But we are getting, I think, close. I think we're probably less than a year. What I mean by close, definitely less than a year. It could be weeks or months. We'll see. We'll continue to monitor it on the channel, obviously, with daily updates and seeing if everything's behaving like we think they're going to behave, which I think we're going to be on an uptrend. Doesn't mean every day will be up, but we'll be on a trending up movement. But I wanted to share this with you guys. I'm kind of just looking at it. I'm trying to figure out if I've got the right companies. The companies that seemed pretty compelling to me, a lot of them are in Namibia. That'd be Bannerman. It would be Deep Yellow, Forces Metals, Global Atomic was another one I liked. Another company in rare earths is Appia, APAAF. And then I also like Uranium Royalty Corporation. I think those are all pretty solid companies if you guys want to take a look. I also like Encore Energy, ENCUF. But all of those companies are kind of the ones that I'm in and kind of overweighted a little bit. I do own some other ones like Goviax and Laramide, and a lot of exploration companies like Baseload and Canalaska and Sky Harbor. And I do have kind of a little bit of money spread out amongst all those as well. But some of these, they look pretty good. And I'm getting pretty excited. I'm waiting. And I've just been staring at these charts going, man, this is getting close. And it takes a long time to get to these areas or these sections. I mean, I've been waiting for this on gold and silver. I've been waiting for so many years. And I mean, platinum looks fantastic. Silver looks fantastic. They all look good. But uranium is probably the highest leveraged, most compelling sector. Oil, natural gas and oil is up there as well. I really like these sectors in energy. And solar it's working its way in very slowly. I just hope that it has staying power. I'm not as convinced as I am with uranium and oil and natural gas. Hopefully this gives you guys some entertainment. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section if you think we're about to launch, because I feel like we're getting closer and closer to this launching point where it's basically a no return. We're gonna take off and never see these prices again. But let me know what you guys think. Please put it in the comments section. Give me a thumbs up if you like this content. And thanks for listening. This is Finding Value.